Hey guys. All right, so today we are going to read the first scene of Act 3. We're actually just going to read an excerpt of it. We're going to read most of it, but I'm going to clip the beginning a little bit just to get moving. The scene is the mirror of the scene that we just read yesterday, the scene in the arbor with the men. What's happening now is Hero, in the scene where she has by far the most lines of any other scene in the play, is going to start to bring her part of the plan to fruition by tricking Beatrice. So she sent Margaret out to get Beatrice and tell Beatrice to, hey, you should go listen because Hero and Ursula are talking about you. So go hide out behind the hedges and listen to them talking about you. The main thing I want you to try to pay attention to, which is what your discussion post is going to be about, is what are the major differences between that scene and this previous scene with the men? Okay, other than obviously one is the guys and one is the girls. What do you notice about the difference between the two scenes? Okay, and that's going to be your discussion post. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to the recording, and I'm going to stop it every once in a while to help you understand. All right, let's do this. Okay, so if you notice, you're going to start with Hero's line that says, "Now Ursula, when Beatrice doth come." Okay, so Ursula and Hero is giving Ursula instructions about when Beatrice arrives. So find that spot in the play. I'll give you a second to find it, and then I'm going to start the recording. Of course, you could always pause this if you need to find your spot.
Exit. Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedick. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is like Cupid's crafty arrow made, that only wounds by hearsay.
So they're going to talk about Benedict and how great he is, and they're going to talk about how much he's in love with Beatrice. Now this should work exactly the same way that it did on Benedict, right? Make Beatrice feel bad that Benedict is in love with her, so that she'll change her mind. Now, we probably think Beatrice and Benedict don't need that much mind changing. Like, they're in love with each other. It's kind of obvious. But what Hero and Pedro are doing is trying to make them feel guilty about leaving the other behind. All right, so this is Hero's plan, and she's going to, now we see Beatrice enter behind, so she thinks she's sneaking up on them, but of course they know, just like in the previous scene, that she was there.
Enter Beatrice behind. Now begin, for look where Beatrice, like a lapwing, runs close by the ground to hear our conference. The pleasantest angling is to see the fish cut with her golden oars the silver stream, and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice, who even now is couched in the woodbine,
comparing her to a fish that they're trying to catch.
By part of the dialogue. Then go we near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait that we lay for it. Approaching the bower. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock. But are you sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely? So says the prince, and my new troth lord. And did they bid you tell her of it, madam? They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Okay, so Hero says that Claudio and Pedro told her that Benedict is madly in love with Beatrice and that they wanted Hero to tell her. And Hero says, now remember, this is all for Beatrice's benefit. None of this is true. But she says, I persuaded them, if they love Benedict, to let him wrestle with affection and never let Beatrice know of it. Don't tell Beatrice that you're in love with her, Benedict. Like, that Hero gives the opposite advice of what she said Pedro and Claudio told her to do. And Ursula is, just like us, are going to wonder why, so Hero's going to explain it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full as fortunate
Doesn't
a bed
Benedict
as Beatrice shall couch upon?
deserve
Oh, God of love!
a
I know
love?
he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love, nor take no shape, nor project of affection. She is too self-endeared.
Whew. Hero, Beatrice's cousin. Beatrice doesn't know that she's joking around. This is kind of like, it's funny because it's true kind of stuff. So Hero says, oh yeah, Benedict deserves love, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. She's so prideful. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes. She takes joy of bringing hate and scorn. And those things misprize what they look on. So her heart is so disdainful and scornful that she can't recognize what she's seeing. And it values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. Her wit values itself so highly. She believes she's so smart that nothing else can live up to that. She cannot love nor take no shape nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared. She can't love anyone else because she loves herself so much. Remember, Beatrice is listening to her saying this. And while Hero might not mean every word of it, it's close enough to the truth that it's going to wound Beatrice. I'm starting to wonder if Hero is not the nicest, innocent young lady that we thought that she was. Because this would really hurt Beatrice's feelings.
Sure, I think so. And therefore, certainly it were not good. She knew his love, lest she make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw man. How wise, how noble.
Now Hero's going to go into
young,
praising Benedict.
How rarely featured. But she would spell him backward. If bare-faced, she would swear the gentleman should be her sister. If black, why nature, drawing of an antique, made a foul blot. If tall, a lance ill-headed. If low, an agate very vilely cut.
Now talking
If
all the ways
speaking,
that Beatrice
why a
finds
vein
faults in
blown
others.
with all winds. If silent, why a block moved with none. So turns she every man the wrong side out, and never gives to truth and virtue that which simpleness and merit purchaseth.
Sure, sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is, cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air.
You can't tell her
Oh, she
anything.
would laugh me out of myself.
You can't criticize
press me
her.
to death with wit. Therefore let Benedict, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with marks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will
We should
say.
still tell her.
No, rather I will go to Benedict, and counsel him to fight against his passion. And truly, I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much an ill word may empoison liking.
She says, no, I'm not going to tell her. I'm going to go to Benedict, and I'm going to give him advice that he should fight against his passion. And then this is so interesting. She says, and truly I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. Honest slanders. So slander is a way to knock somebody down, but they're going to be honest. That's exactly what she's doing right now. This is crazy. Hero is being kind of mean. And so we have to imagine that there is an actress on stage playing Beatrice, who you may have noticed has no lines in this scene. We have to imagine what her facial expressions would have been like during all of these moments.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit, as she is prized to have as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedict.
He's the only man of Italy, always excepted my dear Claudio.
I pray you be not angry with me, madam, speaking my fancy, Signor Benedict. For shape, forbearing, argument, and valor goes foremost in report through Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it, ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day, tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires, and have thy counsel which is the best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's limed, I warrant you. We have caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
Okay, so they are done now. They're done with her. And these last few lines, they're talking about Ursula. As they're walking away, Ursula says, she's limed, I warrant you, we have caught her. And Hero says, haha, if that proves so, then loving goes with haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps. And obviously, they were the trap. Okay, so now Beatrice is going to have a similar speech that Benedict had at the end. I want you to read it, because I want you, that's part of the discussion, is to find the differences in the thing. So I want you to think about, is this speech that Beatrice gives different than the speech that Benedict gives? Okay? So that's the end of the scene, as long as you read that part on your own, and then I want you to go into the discussion post. Let me know if you have any questions.